Hello, my name is Yvonne. I am hey.misskay on Instagram and hey Miss K on Facebook. I also have this YouTube channel that is all about getting back to the basics of good online teaching, as well as helping new people through the hiring process with VIPKid and Outschool. And today I want to show you how to use Zoom as a host if you are a new teacher on Outschool. I know this can be something that is very scary for a lot of people because you were most likely a participant. On a Zoom, like if you had a workshop or something on Zoom, but you never hosted and you want your classes to move to go seamlessly and not have to worry about where to click and do what. And so I'm going to show you today the basics of Zoom as well as some fun features that you should know because then you have more options. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Perfect. So I wanted to show you that when you open Zoom, you don't have to do this when you're teaching on Outschool, but when you open Zoom, you will get this. And you just want to put these settings on or off so that when you are teaching through Outschool, because when you do have a class, you will have a button that you click. You go on the Outschool website and you go into the class and you click on a button saying, and it will bring you an open, it will link you to Zoom. So you're not going to do it this way, but by having these settings on, you'll be ready to go. Okay, so what you can do is you can click this little settings button up here and you have all the different things that you can choose from, things that you want or don't want. And one thing that I want you to see is when you click on video, here I am. You can click on touch up my appearance. I think this is so fun because some of us that teach ESL online are used to having a filter because we look so groggy in the morning. And that was one thing that we said, oh no, like Zoom doesn't hide anything. It's the real you. So if you want to click on that, it will just kind of blur a little bit. Doesn't make a huge difference, but it makes a little difference. So that was something that I found. And then you also want to have always display participant name on their videos. Now, never been an issue for me, but I have heard of people saying that they didn't have the name under every person's video. So just make sure that that's clicked. And then you can just go into audio and check anything else that you want to possibly turn on or off. Okay, once that's done, then you can actually open Zoom. Like I said, normally you would go through Outschool, but today I'm going to click on meeting here. So you can do this too if you are practicing before you start teaching. My video lags a little bit. My computer's old, so that's normal. I'm going to unmute myself. Okay, now this is what you will see when you log in. And the first two things that I like to do is I like to click on participants and you see here's my name. I'm actually going to change that and rename myself as Miss Kessler because that's what I go by on Outschool. And if you see, there's also a mute button. So you will be able to mute students, but you cannot unmute them, just so you know. So keep that in mind when you ask students to mute them, or if you want all of your students muted as soon as they come in, that's fine. But then you also need to teach them, if they're little, how to unmute if they don't have a parent nearby. Okay, so now, if ever you have a parent that is messaging you on Outschool telling you that they cannot get into the meeting, this is what you do. So I'm in participants right now, by the way. You click on invite and then you click on copy invitation. This is going to copy the link as well as the password if there is a password that is needed. Sometimes they ask for it, sometimes they don't. I don't know. So it's just safer to click on copy invitation instead of just copy invite link. It might not work. So then you use that and you give that to the parents. So on Outschool, you can chat with them and you can send them that link. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So if I leave here, this is just my email that I used. So you would copy paste it to the parent on Outschool, not through an email. And then this is what they would get. They would get the link and then they would also get the meeting ID and passcode if it ever requires them to use it. I don't think I've had that problem in the past, but you just never know. So it's just safer to do it that way. Okay, getting back to Zoom. So I sent it to myself, and if you are going to practice using Zoom as a host, you should do this. Send it to yourself, and I'm going to log on with my phone. You can also use any tablet, and I'm going to join. And as soon as I logged on, you heard that sound, the chime. So this would be down here. If ever you don't hear it, it's down here more, and it says play, enter, exit chime. It should be automatic with Outschool. But if ever, like I said, there is an issue or you haven't, if you notice that you didn't hear that chime when a student logged in, then you need to go turn that on, because you don't ever want to leave a student in the waiting room. If you are busy talking to the other students that are there and then there's this child waiting to be admitted, it's just terrible, right? You would feel super bad. So make sure that that's on, but it should be, when you go through Outschool, it should be on. And okay, so I'm going to admit this person. And now you see it's iPhone. So I'm going to rename them because maybe they're using their parents' iPhone. And so I'm going to call her Dora. And now every time I see her, I see the name Dora. I can also decide to put her back into the waiting room if ever I need to fix something, or if there's maybe some behavior issues. I don't know. I haven't had to do this before, but you can put them in the waiting room and fix what you need to fix, and then you can let them back in. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can also remove someone. The only reason why you would really want to remove someone if there's really bad poor behavior, or if ever they don't want to turn on their camera. So students need to turn on their camera at least once to show their face, because you want to make sure that there is a child behind that screen. If they refuse, even after explaining to them, look, this is Outschool's policy, then you need to remove them. And once you've removed them, then you can't let them back in. They won't be able to come back in even with the link. So that is removed forever, whereas the waiting room, you can let them back in. So again, it's just for the safety of all the learners in the classroom. If they refuse to show their faces, then you have to remove them. Okay. The next thing I wanted to show you was when you click on chat. This is something that you want to set up before you teach your students, and it might even be in your class description, but you want to have the students typing to you. So when you are in here typing, it would go to everyone. But if you click these three buttons, you see it says host only. So when the students are answering, you are the only one who sees their answer. And this can be good for several reasons. Some might be shy and worried about, others making fun of them, or, something like that. And also, it also limits chatting to each other during your lesson. So that has been an issue a little bit, I think, for the higher grades the older students, like messaging each other or saying, I have this account of Instagram, what is your Instagram account? And they're sharing personal information when they shouldn't. So that kind of avoids all of that. Now, if there is something in your lesson that allows students to participate like that, then that's totally fine, and you can just change that to everyone publicly. But for the most part, I would start out with host only, and then you can switch it up if you need to. So you can hover over your picture up here and you'll see three dots, and it gives you options again, and it's the same thing for your students. If you decide to pin Dora's video, then that means that you will see her front and center, not necessarily the other students. I will show you how to do that with spotlighting after when we're screen sharing. So right now I'm speaking, so I'm highlighted. And that's the next thing that I want to show you. You can screen share. So here you go down here, and you would click on what you want to screen share. Do you want to share everything on your desktop, or do you just want to share your open link, or your open, like here it would be Google Chrome, right? So you can decide if you want to share absolutely everything, or even if you have something on your iPhone, whatever. You have all these options here. But the important thing too is to click on share computer sound. If you have a video, then you want to click this so that they can hear the video in your presentation. All right, so let's share this. Okay, and I'm going to go on more here. So here you have all these other options. Now you can disable or enable attendee annotation, which means that you can allow them to draw on the screen. So I can annotate. I can say, okay, you know, circle this. There are stamps that you can use if you want to go around using stamps. You can draw. This is more like a highlighter, so you can highlight things. You can change the colors. So you have all these options, and then you can clear. You can clear all drawings or just my drawings. So if you have students that are drawing with you, you have that option right there. And then you want to go and click on mouse again so that you can click around. The next thing is, oh, there's also text. I mean, again, you can just play around with all these things. The next thing I wanted to try, oh, if ever your student cannot annotate, tell the parents to go, or your student to go hover on the top right side, and there should be an option for more. I wrote it down. And then when they click on it, it should say view options or more, and then in there should be an annotate option. So I had a student that was unable to write, even though I allowed it, she wasn't able to do it. So that is another thing that you should just know and maybe write down for yourself. So now spotlighting your video makes it so that when you speak, everyone sees you. And then if you don't spotlight your own video, then whoever speaks gets front and center. So if you're unsure, you can click on video here on the little arrow video setting, and it brings you back to this. So you could see down here, it says spotlight my video when speaking, and you want that on as a teacher. I wanted to just look at the difference between pinning versus spotlighting a video. So if someone is speaking and you pin their video, they are going to be front and center for you, not for the other participants. And if you're going to spotlight a video, that is putting the speaker, the primary active speaker, in the spotlight for all participants. So that is the major difference. And to spotlight a video, you need to be at least 3 participants, and that's why I couldn't show you when I was in my own Zoom meeting. But yes, it would be in the same area where everything else is. You click on the 3 dots and then you get all the options. So you click on your student or hover over your student's video and then click on the 3 dots and just go down, scroll down, and you should see that option. Okay, and I think that is it. You can also give a quick reaction if you want to. It shows up here, and the students can too. So if you ever see that, that's what just happened there. Okay. And yeah, so I hope this has helped you understand Zoom a little bit better as a host. Let me know if you have more questions, if you are still uncertain about something. I'm still learning myself, but I've learned a lot through watching others and just playing around with it. I think that's the best thing that you can do is play around with it, because then you can really see both ends. And like I said, if you are also the student here, then you can see what the teacher sees and what the student sees. It's really great. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you like these videos, if you want to see more, then just hit like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about online teaching in general, as well as VIPKid, specifically VIPKid and specifically Outschool. So those are the videos that are going to come at you if you subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, thank you so much.